Welcome back, everybody. I'm Kenny for One Head the Deal YouTube channel. Today, oh my God, it was a busy couple days. Today, I'm gonna show you everything that sold in the last couple days on eBay. Try to get. We have, I think, about 20 things going out just in the last 2 days. So you're gonna see me pick and pull all the packages, and
we're going to find out what's sold on eBay today.
So let's get started. First, we had a few things that sold just in like the last 12 hours. Thankfully, I had them at the house. I brought them with me. The Silence of the Lambs, the DSI, a Fujifilm Instax, a pair of Franklin gloves, and not one, not two, but 3 pairs of vintage Birkenstock sandals. But right this second, we're going to start with the video game. So that's going to be in bin 1, everybody. First up, Rise of the Dragon, Sega CD with a replacement case. Rise of the Dragon, Sega CD with a replacement case. No manual, good disc though. That was one thing. Second thing in bin 1, Spawn PS1 replacement case. So, just a little bit of FYI, people to get, if you get disc-only games, sometimes they sell good, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they sell for a high dollar, depending on the game you get. You get like Lunar on PS1. That's going to sell way better than, say, even Rise of the Dragon, Sega CD, disc-only. Right? But don't throw away your disc-only games thinking that you can't sell them. Because you can, let's be honest. People buy them. Sometimes they just want to buy the game. Sometimes they need to, complete a set. Spawn, the Eternal, on PS1. This isn't disc only. This actually has its manual. And it was a special edition one. It was like the glossy, like high-res manual. Nice pickup. I can't remember exactly how much it went for. If I remember, I'll put it up on the screen. Now, some of our best sellers. The Polaris United Airlines first class pajama sets. We sold 5 of them on 3 orders. I'm telling you, it's some of the best sellers we've ever had. Evergreen merchandise, if you can get your hands on it and it's selling regularly, 5 to 10 a week, do it. I mean, even if you're only making $10 to $15 each, we actually have about 6 or 8 cases more of these. Just got to get them out. Anybody who's ever seen any of the videos, massive amounts of merchandise kind of gets mixed in. You get moving, you set the stuff somewhere, you forget where it's at. That's what happens. I think I got 10 left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the United Airlines Polaris large, extra large pajama sets. You got the pants on the inside too. They're like gray. Beautiful, beautiful sets. I want 1,000 of them. I want 1,000 cases of them. Next up, bin 12. First up, Athletics Works gray adjustable strap back hat. These been good sellers. Had a stack of them, different colors. Again, evergreen merchandise. Always works out great. Second, a 3-pack of Athletics Works shirts. I need size large. Again, sells great. Evergreen merchandise. If you can pick it up, pick it up. You can get it cheap enough, great. All right, bin 13, 2 DVDs, wrestling DVDs. For some reason, wrestling DVDs sell good. You have really good ones, they're going to sell quick. Even the not so good ones, they sell regularly. So again, you can pick them up cheap, $1 less. Pick them up. First up, WWE Backlash 2004. Complete. That's the first one. Second one, TNA Core Justice 2010. Double disc set. Gone. Both of these DVDs, I think they went out. I think one's like $8.99, the other one's $9.99. Something like that. Sometimes I take deals on stuff. Don't feel awkward taking an offer. You were expecting to get, an extra $3 to $5 on an item. It's not doing you anything if it's just sitting there. Let's be honest. It's just not doing it. It's just not doing anything good for you. Sell it. Get it out the door. Now, the last thing I got to pick up Bin 19. Mage Knight. Venomous Shadow Dragon. Nice figures, pretty heavy. Pretty intricate. These, I gotta be honest, we picked up not just these, but like other types of like fantasy quest type games and figures and stuff. We already sold a good bundle of it. We made our money back. But they're not fast sellers, let's be honest. They're just not. I mean, how many of you guys know Mage Knight out there? I kind of remember it. It was like a offbeat, you know, I know it was like magazines and games, but I think there was even a TV show back in the day. They're just not gigantic sellers. You got to find the right seller. But again, if you have the space, you know, and you can get them cheap enough, I think this went out $18.99. So that was it for the picks. Like I told you, I got a few other things sitting over there, ready to go, ready to get packed up. So let's get into packing up. That's a job in itself. So word for the wise. Start with the easiest, get it out of the way, make yourself some space, and then start working on the harder objects. So let's get into that. All right. So here's the big old bundle that we got going on here. Let's be honest. The stuff that's going to require boxes, that's a little harder. I always start with like the disc items. It's just easier that way. You throw them in a bubble mailer, you put the label on it, good to go. Stuff that goes in the poly bags, just as easy. So first things first, I think a little bit of paper. Not too much, not too little. Throw it in each case. This doesn't, you know, flop around too easily. Keep everything nice and tight. So I usually just stick the labels on them because I know exactly which ones. I'm going to have to mark each one because, let's be honest, I don't want you guys figuring out other people's private information. So, again, and for me, you don't have to. You can just, I put the label across this so it kind of keeps the bubble mailer shut for me. You know, it's just easier that way. So, all these are ready to go. I put a little thank you sticker on them. I'm a nice guy. I feel like, you know, a nice guy today. So, I'm going to put some thank you stickers. So, let's move on to the poly bag stuff. So, I sold 5 between 3 orders. One person only ordered 1. So, I use these smaller, you know, poly bags. Nice. Very nice. They got a handle. Thank you already put on them. But the ones that ordered 2, I got to use the little bigger ones. They're like 12 by 15. They're cheap. So, I mean, look, if you're new at reselling, poly bags can be your friend. Don't put stuff, you know, bubble stuff like this in there. But clothes, very hard objects like this can go in like a poly bag, right? It's just not going to hurt it. So, you know, it works out great. So, let's start out with the 1. Again, I don't need to mark these. I already know what's what. I've sold enough of these, you know, that I could probably do it with my eyes closed. I mean, I don't want to do it with my eyes closed, but I could if I wanted to. That's the single one. So I'm going to bag a few of these up. I'll bring you guys back, show you the huge little pile that it's probably going to make. You use a little poly bag, for some reason it seems like the item gets bigger. So, let me start bagging some stuff up. So, this is done for the big poly items. The big poly bags. Can't show you that private information. I got some smaller items, you know. Every item, I believe, should be shipped out with great respect. The truth is, not every item is equal. Because the implication of a return, or insurance purposes, or whatever the case may be, you know. Just the quality of the shipping item, the shipping vessel that you use, it obviously isn't the same. So, I try to treat the same respect for every single item. But let's be, again, I got to be honest. To have integrity, have honesty, it just isn't, right? Like, I don't need a usually gigantic, huge poly bag with a, you know, amount of padding and protection for this little boxed item, right? Because it's kind of, you know, in the store it would ship just like this anyway, right? Like, even Amazon, think about it. If you ever ordered anything from Amazon, they put it in a bag, they just throw it on your steps. Well, guess what? That's how it works, right? There's no reason to wrap this in a ton of bubble wrap and you know, in a box and all that. It's just, it's a waste. It's irresponsible for me to ship that in such a way that, let's be honest, it's going to get delivered to your house the exact same way. But again, that doesn't change the fact that I respect your items and I ship it appropriately. Like these, right? These go in a little small poly bag. Their label on it, it's good to go, right? Done and done. That's just how it is. See, pretty quick, right? So the rest of the items are boxed items, right? Items that I'm gonna have to go box hunting. I have a good amount of boxes already, but let's be honest. You might have an item, you know, this size, which is nice. Silence of the Lambs figure, NECA, beautiful. But the box might be twice too big, so you're gonna have to cut it down. So let me get some boxes arranged, and I'll bring you right back. So I got a box for the Silence of the Lambs. I already got some paper tore off right here. Just throw some paper in there. Bing, bang, bada, boom. A little bit more in the bottom for protection. Thankfully, it fits right in. Push it down a little bit. Square the paper up. Let's do a little shake test. Good to go. Run a couple rings of tape around. So again, I had this box already used for something else one time before. So again, I love the reuse stuff. I love the reuse stuff. Nothing goes to waste. Not around here. You paid for it all, you might as well use it all. So once I get another box for some more stuff, I'll bring it right back. So for the hat, I kind of got lucky. I remembered I had a case of these fold up small black boxes. You know, thankfully the hat's pretty flexible. It's not bending anywhere. You know, I wouldn't put it like it was going to bend the rim or something like that. Perfect fit for the hat. Done and done. So, now for the dragon. Very hard sometimes to find the correct box. So I found this box. I'm just had to have a good amount of paper, whatever the case may be, and just hopefully it works right. I'll see what I can do. If I fail, I fail. If I don't, great. You'll see it packed up in the finish, you know, at the finish line. Well, all packed up, ready to go. Kept it under the weight. I think I only got DSI and 3 Berkeys to go. Next up, DSI XL. Pink version. I think my brother listed this for us. And one day later, it sold. Full price. I think it was like $150. Totally complete. Carrying case. Little rag. Charger. And 3 games. I think it was like Pirates, My Little Pony Party, and High School Musical DS game. Again, I'm going to put some paper inside here. Bubble wrap this. And then I have this FedEx, skinny FedEx box. Again, I'm going to bubble wrap it all. Probably don't need the whole box. But tape it up. And once that's done, I'll bring it back. And then the last thing I'm going to have to do is the Birkenstocks. So DSI is all packed up. I use this blue Elite tape, not just to cover up mistakes, because let's be honest, you can't be perfect all the time, but I don't know the rules. Don't take my word on it. I think you can use like old FedEx boxes the same way you can use like old Amazon boxes, but don't take my word on it. That's why I cover up like all the words that say FedEx, right? Just to be safe. I use this just for that, right? I use regular clear tape at any other point in time, but just in case, you just never know, right? Let's be honest. So, this is done. Last thing I'm going to do is these Birkenstocks. And then we're going to wrap. As you can see, I'm lucky enough to have a good collection of boxes. I'm going to have to, you know, shape some of these around. Make them look pretty. But other than that, these are basically done. Probably 5 minutes worth of work. So, I'm going to get them going. Get them wrapped up, packed up. Man, these Berkeys, they sold quick too. I mean, within a week, they were gone. Had 4 pairs. These are the last 3. And we're just working on the next pile of merchandise. Once these are done, I'll bring you back, say goodbye. So, that was the pick and pull today of everything that went out on eBay. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Again, I'm Kenny for 1-800-THE-DEAL YouTube channel. Check me out over on eBay. And again, if you need a deal, 1-800-THE-DEAL. I'm Kenny. I'll see you in the next one.